If you are an Avatar fan or just looking for your next fighting game obsession, you've probably been wondering one thing. Is Avatar Legends the fighting game actually worth buying? After spending time with the beta, I think I have a pretty good idea of what this game is trying to be. It's not perfect, but it's definitely one of the more exciting arena fighters I've played in a while. So today I'm breaking down the gameplay visuals, online experience, and whether this is a game you should spend your money on. My name is Kenshiro, and let's get into it. The biggest surprise for me was just how good the combat feels. As y'all can see on the screen right now, I have some gameplay of the beta. It was actually magnificent, perfect. I mean, for a fighting game, this is just like we got Dragon Ball FighterZ for the anime fans, or other fighting games that people play, Invincible, whatever, or Injustice 2. Those Invincible and Injustice 2 are fighting games that have kind of failed, in my opinion. I know a lot of people like them though. If you like fighting as the Avatar, as characters in Avatar Aang and Avatar Korra, you must check this game out. And the combat is not as easy as people think it is, as you might think it is. The combat is actually in-depth. It's pretty in-depth combat. Like, you actually need to learn the combos. You need to see what it's all about. You need to get into the training, into the practice. So they actually put in the effort. And the combat is actually what makes this game so good. And it's extremely fast-paced, I'm not gonna lie. The biggest surprise for me was just how good the combat feels, as I said before. It's fast without becoming chaotic, and every fight has a nice rhythm to it. Landing combos feel satisfying, movement is responsive, and there's enough depth that you'll keep learning new tricks instead of button smashing forever. What I also liked is that each character feels distinct. Instead of everyone sharing the same basic moves with different animations, they have their own identity, which makes switching characters genuinely fun. Even if you're not a hardcore fighting game fan or a fighting game player, it's approachable enough to jump into while still leaving room for experienced players to master the mechanics. That balance is harder to pull off than it looks, and from what I played, the developers did a solid job. Visually, the game absolutely nails the Avatar aesthetic. The animations are smooth, funny, the effects during the fights look fantastic, and everything feels like it belongs in the Avatar universe. The arenas are colorful, abilities have plenty of impact, and the overall presentation makes battles exciting to watch. If you're someone who grew up watching Avatar, you'll probably appreciate all the little details packed into the game. One thing I was paying close attention to during the beta was how the online matches felt. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a buck, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with everybody. The online matches were toxic. I'm not gonna lie, like, there are some sweats that do not shower, they do not have anything going on with their life. They mastered the game, and it's not even a game, they mastered the beta. The beta was out for what, 48 hours, and they mastered the whole game with all the characters. I don't know how people do that. It's crazy and insane to me. But that does not make the game bad, because once the game drops, a lot of people are gonna play the game. There's gonna be ranks and, you know, different type of levels, and you just gotta grow. You just gotta learn how to maneuver through the spammers, basically, you know, adapt to the spammers, or the people that are actually very skillful at the game. But that's also what kind of makes it fun, you know, that competitive feeling, and that's what every fighting game has. This goes for any fighting game, every fighting game online, anyone, literally every fighting game online is basically kind of toxic, because humans are just kind of toxic people. Thankfully, my experience was pretty smooth overall. I didn't run into many issues that completely ruined the matches, and that's a good sign, because fighting games live or die based on their online performance. Of course, this was still a beta, so launch servers could be a different story, but the foundation seems promising. Now, no game is perfect. There are definitely places where I'd like to see improvements before the game reaches its full potential. More characters over time would be a huge win. We will be having that with the character pass every year. We can even vote for the characters that we want. So let's get some good characters in the game. That's what I really like. That's how you know this game is actually gonna go and gonna run for a very long time. Now, the best thing I find about Avatar Legends, the fighting game, bro, it's so cheap. It's $30 for the base game, and 50 with the character pass if you want all the new characters. But just the game itself is $30. So things they could improve would be more characters over time, but we will be getting that. Additional modes and long-term progression, because we have no story. We've had no story yet. There is a story coming when the game drops. There is a story mode and everything coming, but we couldn't play it yet, right? So we don't know if the story is going to be good, or this or that, whatever. But overall, what a fighting game needs to do, Avatar Legends does it basically almost perfect, like basically perfect. I'm not gonna, in my opinion, it is very, very good. And of course, naturally balancing, because in my opinion, Azula is a little bit overpowered, I'm not gonna lie, and tough too, man. Like, there are some characters And Sokka, bro, people be sleeping on Sokka, but this dude can just turn invincible, dodge all the attacks of the opponents, and always corner you, bro. It's so annoying, bro. And it's only the people that actually know about this. Like once you start meeting them, it's so tough to play against them. But of course, can't use it as an excuse because you can play those characters too. It's just I don't like it. But it's just my opinion, of course. Maybe I'm just trash, whatever. I only played the game for like 12 hours, so I haven't mastered every character yet, right? None of those are deal breakers, but there are things I'll be watching closely. Now, who is this game actually for? If you are a huge Avatar fan, this one's pretty easy to recommend. The game captures the style and energy of the series really well. If you're already into fighting games, there's enough depth here that you'll probably enjoy learning different characters and improving over time. Even casual players should have fun thanks to the accessible controls and satisfying combat. The only people I tell to wait are those looking for a massive amount of single player content right away. If that's your main priority, it might be worth seeing what post-launch support looks like first. Now my answer to should you buy Avatar Legends, especially if you're an Avatar fan or if you watched the show when you were a child or whatever, I would say 110,000% for sure. Now, what I would do is, since the whole situation with PlayStation and the disc situation, if you are a person that doesn't care about disc, I would still kindly want to ask you, try and buy the disc version eventually down the road. I'm not saying you should wait for the disc version because they are releasing the disc version a little bit later in the year. But what I would recommend everybody to do is, the game is only 30 bucks, right? So what I did is I bought the base game for $30, and later in the year I'm gonna buy the physical version for $50 with all the DLC included, so that I have a physical version, because to me and to many others, physical versions are so important and we need to support it, especially right now that Sony is trying to get rid of all the physical games, because many people that only buy digital, they do not realize how big of a problem this actually is, because games are going to be so expensive, no way of collecting any discs anymore, whatever, just having it on your shelf, and no one will ever own their games anymore. Forget about any of that, right? This video is not about the disc, but I would just highly recommend everybody to eventually down the line buy the disc version, and if not, just wait until the disc version drops. But I know it's very hard because the game is very good, so if you still want to buy it very quick, if you still want to play it on launch, buy the $30 version edition, and later on buy the physical edition, maybe even when it's on sale, with all the DLC. Then you actually own the game. Apart from that, I want to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to join the Kenshiro community, like and subscribe. Let me know down below if you're gonna buy Avatar Legends, the fighting game. And as always, until another one, peace.